Welcome back to the GoBros YouTube channel. Today we're going to be starting part 2 of our attic renovation, turning it into a at-home gym. If you didn't get a chance to go watch the first video, I recommend you go do that. In that video, we got the majority of the framing done and the storage area. In this video, we finish up all the framing and get about 90% of the wiring done. All right, let's get started. I had to put in all this blocking to give somewhere for my top plate for my wall to screw into. I apologize for the tarps off in this video. It's the end of summer, but this attic still gets really hot. It took me a little bit to get this top plate lined up how I wanted it, but once you get the first couple nails in, it goes in pretty easy. Man, if only it went that quick in real life. I also thought it might be worth mentioning all my different outfits. I only get a couple hours per day to work on this in the evening, so basically every day I'm wearing something different. Whoever built this house did not know how to get stuff straight, and everything in this room is crooked. Without a laser level, I'm not sure how I would have got everything straightened up. I mark all my studs 16 inches on center. That really cuts down on your blocking for when you do drywall. All right, we're making some pretty good progress on the walls. We have one section here yet to do. And the only reason I've waited on that because I have to figure out what I want to do for an attic access door. And I haven't figured that part out yet. Got this short little wall built and that finished over there. And then around our doors all framed out. I do have to frame this out a little bit more on the old portion of the upstairs. All right, let's go ahead and get the rest of this wall framed out. Instead of doing a tiny little attic access door, I decided to do basically a full-size door just cut down. That way if you're moving small totes in and out of here, you're not hitting your hands on the outsides of the door and you don't really have to crawl through anything. This wall is looking pretty good, but we got a couple more details that I want to get finished up. So we got everything framed out. Up here is where the TV is gonna go. And I was doing some thinking. We have this weird kind of cavity behind this wall. And from the edge of the wall, it's about 1.5 feet. I was gonna build a shelf somewhere where the receiver for the surround sound and if we have anything running down from the TV can sit. I may put in 3 or 4 shelves here inside the wall, so when I drywall, I'll just have to drywall in the shelves it'll be a little bit better use of this space, and then we'll have somewhere where our surround sound can come to, where the receiver is, and we'll have a couple shelves for a little additional storage. Alright, we've been plugging away at this framing for a couple evenings now. I think I have like 90% of all the framing done. I ran out of 2x4, so there's a couple little spots where I need to add blocking, like back here, just for the drywall to be able to screw onto. But like I said, I ran out of 2x4s. So we're going to go ahead and move on to some wiring. So for lights in this room, we're going to have 4 can lights. One there, and 2 over here. Just simple lighting there. I'm going to have low voltage lighting that's actually recessed into the drywall. I'm going to do kind of a design along this wall. So that'll be something new, but we don't have to worry about that right now. And then along with the lights, I'm just going to put plugs all the way around. Just by code, 6 feet apart. And then I'll have 2 switches right here, one to turn on the can lights and one to turn on the low voltage accent lighting. I need a couple random plugs. I'll need a wire up here for the TV box when we put the TV up there. And then I'm also going to put a plug right here because the amplifier for the surround sound speakers is going to sit right here, so we need somewhere for that amplifier to plug into. And then other than that, there's not really anything else going in this room. In the attic storage area back here, I just got to put a couple lights like this one actually. Just some normal screw-in light bulb fixtures, probably 4 of them in that big area over there, with a switch on the back side, so when you open this door to get into the storage area, you can just flip the switch on and you'll have lots of lighting in that area. I'm going to be putting a 9000 BTU mini split up here, but I don't have to run power or anything to that. That all goes through the line set. I just have to run power down to the condenser unit, which will be down below. We're going to drill holes all the way around to feed our wires through for the outlets. This portion of the electrical is a little bit redundant, but it's got to get done. Drill holes all the way around so you got a good spot to run your wire. I like to use a block of wood or something just so your holes are the same all the way around and your wire looks good. I think the easiest way to do this is pick a point and run your wire all the way to the end of the outlets. And then once you get to the end, put the wire in the box and staple it up. And then go back through and pull little loops. This way you only got to run your wire one time, and then you just keep pulling loops and feed it through the boxes. All this stuff takes a little bit of time, but take your time on it and make this look nice. Here I'm running power to an outlet to plug in the speaker amplifier. And then I'm also running a coil wire behind the TV blocking, so when I cut my TV box in, that wire is right there where I need it. Alright, I had a little bit of extra time here, so I figured I would get these attic storage area lights out of the way. This doesn't have to be lit up like the sun, so I just put 4 boxes, and I'm just going to use some screw-in light bulb fixtures. They're pretty cheap, and they should give off plenty of light for just a little storage area. Whoa, easy now. And now I'm running the wire down to the switch box. We got the storage area lights wired up down to a switch right there, and got the rest of the outlets wired up. A switch box put in there. Now I'm trying to lay out my lights and my speakers. So we have 4 speakers. We're gonna put 1 on each side of the TV facing this way. And I think we're gonna put 1 in this truss cavity, and same on this side, 1 on this side. I set my laser level up. These trusses actually run crooked, so I set my laser level up to the bottom of that one and the bottom of that one, and then put a mark on the floor on both sides. So when the drywall is up, I can set my laser back up on these same marks, and then I'll know exactly where the truss is on the ceiling, so when I cut my hole for the speakers, I don't hit them. And then for my lights, I'm going to be doing a light there, 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 and there. They're going to be color changing halo wafer lights. For the upstairs here, there's going to be 2 circuits. There's going to be a plug circuit, goes all the way around, and then there's going to be a lighting circuit, which is going to do these lights, those lights, and then eventually, when we redo this area over here, it'll do these lights as well. So I ran a wire from the switch box up and made a loop there, ran it over there, made a loop there, ran it up here, made a loop, and then I actually ran out of wire, so I'll have to get another roll. But then I'm just going to run over here, make a loop, and 4 more loops on this side. So then when we put our insulation up there, we'll pull these wires and set them on this side of the insulation. Then when we cut our hole, we'll see this wire, pull it through, then we can hook our wafer lights up to it. That's going to end part 2 of the attic renovation that we're doing. We made all kinds of progress this video. We got some venting to put up before we get to the insulation portion of the project. But stay tuned for that video, it's coming soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.